Grand Rising, you guys. Welcome to the channel. It's me, Keioffa. Welcome back to my tribe. It's super early or at school, but I woke up this sorry, some stuff on my mind, and is I typically start journaling my. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to tighten my camera down. Typically, I journal how like mindset, spirituality. To write this morning, it didn't feel like I was post writing it. It was more like I need to talk it out. And what better to talk it out, you guys, than to come and record a video. So, hopefully it'll help you guys. And in the future, I'll go back and watch it and see where I'm at this point in my life. And just, do some reflecting accordingly. So as you can see, the video is stated about mindset, and I know that this channel focuses mostly on like my surgical career and me trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. I saw a comment, it made me laugh kind of because I had already been thinking the same thing low key, but the comment was pretty much him saying I've made as a first assistant on a travel assignment. Good morning, Keioffa. How are you, girl? Oh my God, it's title or just accepting that I'm a surgical tech first assistant, just being cool with it. It kind of ties into the mindset theme that I have going on today. And you work overnight. Oh my goodness. Well, you almost done. Most people end up and getting started, girls. So at least you get to go home and chill after, what it is, an hour. I think you got like an hour. No, you got like, yeah, a little hour. Well, in Jacksonville. I'm in Jacksonville. So. But you got this, girl. And where you at? You working in where? OR? I can't remember where you work at. I know I got like OR, surgical tech, sterile tech, CNAs, and pharmacy. Okay, pharmacy. Yeah, it's a little bit of mix of everybody. You in Philly? Oh my God, is it cold? Look, it's like it was like 80-something degrees till yesterday, and I found myself trying to sleep with no air conditioner on, honey. That didn't happen. I had to get up and turn on the air because it is hot here. Like, it's already hot. Not today. It's nice. Yeah, we gonna have a hot summer because it's already like letting us know what the deal is. So let me know. I know it's still if y'all don't have no snow, what time of year? It's February, so the snow and stuff should be almost over, I guess. I do apologize for y'all if y'all in this bed and y'all can hear the freeway because I stay like right there and it's early, so everybody mindset situation. And really, you guys, like, mindset probably is one of the biggest things that we need to be trying to focus on, or at least I wouldn't say we. Mindset is something that I have to focus on for myself. Child. Oh, you gonna make it. It's gonna be March. It might give you like some random snow because it had no snow, but it ain't finna stick because it's finna be too hot for it to do anything. It's gonna be a warm summer because it's hot. It's been hot here. Like we ain't have no winter at all. I do have this on because it was just a little chilly, and I got on the spaghetti strap shirt. We going into career fields most of the time, but people don't teach you. Like, I wasn't taught like about my mindset or like how important it is to have positive thoughts, to think positive, and how difficult it is when you have a programming and you don't realize that your programming is preventing you from manifesting or moving forward in life. And so a lot of times for me, I'll get overwhelmed and not realize it, and it'll show up in a form of anxiety. Like, it really just, and y'all, the crazy part is I don't even be aware of it until it's like too much, until it's like the weight of the world be like coming down on you. It's like, God, why am I so like anxious? Like, I can't relax, like drinking and chilling with your friends and stuff, and it's still not like that mood or that energy is not being let up. So I've been looking, and over the last couple of probably months or years or so, well, I'm gonna say years, but programming has definitely been over the last couple of months, and just trying to find ways to reach myself, so I don't get anxious and I don't find myself like overwhelmed and not realizing that I'm overwhelmed. But I talked to a couple of my friends, and I find out that this is kind of common in like certain women or people. It's just common to not realize that you are battling with anxiety, and not anxiety where you can have a panic attack. I'm talking just being in a default level of stress so much that you don't even realize that you're that amount of pressure. So one of the ways that I have tried to, or that I have been working on my mindset and just clearing my thoughts and making, the most out of the day, it was journaling. And I'm not like consistent with it, and that's probably why a lot of times get into certain patterns. But if we really could take the time and just work more on, or not we, I'm saying we, but I'm talking about me specifically, but take the time out to work more on our mind, like a healthy mind. I can definitely relate. I've been taking lion's mane. That's helping me. Also meditations. So you took it right from also meditating and spiritual things that help me keep things in perspective. Yes, here. So that's where I was going with it, is meditating. And so that's kind of been coming up for me, and clearly I'm being aligned with that message because you said it before I could even get it out. I've been seeing more information on how meditating really does help with staying centered. What I'm noticing is that it's because I'm not aligned with my purpose. So it shows up as some kind of stress or some kind of discomfort or something that just uncomfortable, basically. And though journaling does help, with journaling is if I'm writing about a negative feeling, so I'm writing because I'm feeling it, it almost creates that again. That's kind of how I feel. So if the idea is that we're manifesting our reality, if that's what we're being told and that's the truth, your thought come things. So you manifest your own. So whatever I'm around right now, I've created. So whatever distress I'm in, I've created because I manifested. But because most of us don't know how to manifest properly, and we're not really centered, we're not taught how to be with your thoughts, to turn off our devices, to just breathe. When we, like you start we're older, and then we're like in this program where we're just going and going and going, but we're not finding fulfillment, and we're just adding more stress to our life, and it's because we're not aligned. And meditate seems like that would be the simplest way to get realigned. A lot of us don't know how to meditate. I didn't really understand what it was to meditate. I just keep doing it now. They say just keep doing it, just so you can get of just sitting still with yourself, and then over time the meditation practice you'll get better, and you'll start seeing the benefits of it. So initially you might just feel like you're just sitting there not doing anything, just trying to not think. Some people say clear your mind, some people say let the thoughts go wild, some people say close your eyes, some people say don't. It's just up to you. You just don't have to have the intention that I'm meditating. But for me, especially now, like, I don't know if y'all watched a couple of my short, I had 3 job offers. I a permanent position. I'm gonna make another video about that, but I'm completely stressed, but I'm very anxious about the position because I know that my mindset is gonna be the part of, if I can start putting things in place that's gonna help with my mindset and making sure that I'm not overwhelmed and anxious. And I need to do that now just so I can have a successful experience at this place. Now, I don't know how long I'm going to be there. I'm just going to see how it goes. And then if I don't like it, I'm just going to start traveling, and that's just going to be what it is. But I figured I needed to kind of be home to ground myself. Is partly why I took the position, just to stay grounded, and just to find a better space for myself. Also, when I'm home, I am around a lot more people that, I'm around family and friends, so it's a lot more comfortable for me to be here and to work on my reprogramming than it would be for me to be somewhere else, because that would be because that's not my real environment. This is my real environment. This is where I need to be able to, I need to come home and be here when I need to be here. So when I'm traveling, it's a lot of anxiety that goes along with it. Most of y'all, if y'all don't know, I'm a single parent. We co-parent, but I still have a kid that I'm responsible for. And I noticed that it started to take a toll on my mind and just how I'm interacting with myself and not being aware of certain things because I'm so caught up in the rat race. And even though I tell people to go traveling, I still do think traveling is one of the best ways for you to make money as a surgical tech or really any medical professional. I still feel like that, but I need you to understand that you can still already a stressful environment to be in. So having a way to work on your mind, having the tools that you need accessible to your mind. So whether it's gonna be meditating, journaling, walking, running. Some people working out is gonna help me recenter. But I will say having a healthy mindset, you gotta have healthy habits that create a healthy mindset is gonna be imperative, whatever your career is, whatever you're doing in life. So I'm just here today just to share with you guys because this is just my real life, you guys. It's really as real as it could get for me to share with you. This is just what it is. And so I don't know how many people really struggle with not being alive. I don't even think a lot of people call it depression, anxiety. I'm gonna say I wouldn't necessarily say I'm depressed, but I do find myself getting even more anxious because I got to pay all of these bills, and then I have it's a lot of anxiety what's happening. I haven't had what is it, anxiety attack? I messaged you. I've been wanting to get a little side life did myself. Yeah, girl. Yeah, we can just talk. You could probably, if you want to email me at Keioffa, email me at info@keioffa.com, your phone number. I remember us talking about that before, but I can't remember if I have information still. And then I'll just text you because I got a new phone number anyway. So you might not, even if you had my old phone number, you wouldn't have the one I just got it. But we can definitely chat. And speaking of your spirituality, when you said spirituality, so I did get up this morning. The sun is not all the way up yet, so I'll get up while I can. This is to help my mind, y'all. And it sounds crazy, but I need to start my day, so I wake up before the sun come out here and sit and wait for the sun, and I'll sit with the sun for a little while. And then I have to get my day started because around 8 o'clock, my son is homeschooled, so I have to feed him and I let the dogs out, and then I still have to get my day going. But this is Palo Santo, y'all. This ain't no sage. And so I've been just using the pieces, my Palo Santo. And if I'm not sure what anybody beliefs are and how y'all with the spirit world or religion or anything like that, but Palo Santo and sage does help clear if you are on a spiritual path. These are critical times we're living in, anything we can do to stay centered. We need to be doubling down. Hey, let me tell you, this morning I woke up. I have it's a crystal bag. It's really not a crystal bag, but it's a bag from one of my people that I met along my travels. She's a Native American, and she bought me this bag. and journaling and just out here with, you know, nature, just trying to make sure that I'm aligned, y'all. Like, if we anxious like that from our reading, it's just because we not doing what we supposed to do to be on the path that our highest version of ourselves requires us. If something don't feel right, it's probably not right. Or if you did something and then now you worried or now you anxious, that's probably because that wasn't for you. I don't know what that book was. That wasn't for you, for the highest. That wasn't gonna better the highest version of yourself, or that wasn't gonna get you to the highest version of yourself that you know that we're here to be. Like, we're here to be experiences. We're here on earth to have earthly experiences. I don't know how many of y'all might believe that or not, but if you look at earth as a spiritual school, like a school for spirit come to experience things, because if the truth is we're our energy, then it's a vessel. And in order for us to touch, feel, taste, smell things, like do any of the sense that we have, like any of that, for any of that to happen, we would have to be in a vessel so we can experience that. So if we're just the energy, then it's by vessel, and I'm just here to have a human experience. So if that's the truth, then the highest version of myself would be here to have human experiences and to accept and appreciate those experiences, and not to be, you know, so in the matrix that this just consumes us, and it doesn't allow for some of us to think beyond what we see, to think beyond what we feel, to think beyond this. And so for me, I know that this is just me learning life, me living, me enjoying the human experience like that. But sometimes I forget that. And so in order for me to remember that, I have to stay instead of, you know, keep these mindset habits, these positive mindset habits. And I have some other habits too that probably my mindset, like if I want to have a glass of wine, I might have a glass of wine, and if y'all didn't see my glass of wine, y'all know how that goes. So that's not a healthy way to work, you know, to work through whatever is making you anxious, or to help me through a bottle in 2 days just because I'm trying to cope with the day, and I'm aware that that's not sustainable long term, that's not healthy for me long term. So putting little things in place is definitely putting positive positive mindset habits in place is what is gonna help me, whether it's in the OR, whether it's being a mom, whether it's in my garden. And like a lot of times we'll automatically, because our mind be so thorough, we'll be setting ourselves up for failure. Like, oh, I can't do that. Yeah, you just told every thing, every cell in your body that. And when I say God, I'm speaking on not a religious God. I'm saying like the universe is gonna set it up for where that doesn't happen, because you are we talking of. Instead of telling yourself you can't do something, tell yourself you can do anything. But tell yourself that, and not like you got to tell yourself and believe it. Like, I know I can do maybe not everything in the world. Like maybe I you know, physically can't do some things, but it's a lot of stuff that I can do. And if you tell yourself you can't do it, then you can't do it, because you just set the intention, you sent that energy out to the world that this cannot be done. So it won't happen for you. So I have to remind myself that too, because we get so used to we talk to ourselves the same way. We, you know, we be in these habits and this same pattern. We do it over and over and over again. That, you know, some people are like, oh, that was dumb of me. Like, no, don't talk to yourself like that. It wasn't dumb of you. You hear a child. Like, if we remind ourselves that we're here as the child of, you know, the offspring of the universe. Like, we're an extension of the universe. So anything I want, I can manifest, because I'm of the creator. The creator creates, and I have the same capability, just on a smaller scale. And so people just have to understand. And I say people, y'all, and I want y'all to understand that when I'm talking to me. But if I could understand that, you know, that I control it, truly understand that I can create any reality that I want. Like, truly like we say that sometimes, but we don't really believe it, and that's why it doesn't happen. So if you can really believe that you create whatever style you want, whatever life you want, then it'll happen. But in the process, you have to set your intention. So my intention is whatever that is, and then you go forward. But you have to believe that it can happen, because as soon as you do it, if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna do this, I don't think it's gonna happen, like in your mind, you're like, I'm just doing this, but this ain't gonna really work. I'm just gonna keep doing it, but it ain't gonna work. Then it's really not gonna work, because you really believe that it's not. But if you sit there and you say, okay, this might be difficult. Earlier when I was talking about the comment that JJ made as far as just accepting it, that is like sometimes we just need to accept what is, like just accept what is. If you can accept it, then it's okay, and that's a higher vibrational frequency, right? That'll be a higher vibration. Acceptance is higher than doubt and higher than fear and I can't, like, so if we can accept, that's still a higher vibration. So we're gonna bring we up at least a level below I can't do this, yeah, above what you can't do. So now if you can accept it, now the next step is like, okay, that's too far of a frequency gap. So you got to kind of go up frequency stairs almost. Like you say, okay, I'm unhappy. The next one might be acceptance. Like the next. So now if I accept that I can create my reality, then that means that I accept that I can change my reality. But if I doubt that I create my reality, then I doubt that I can change it. So we have to accept what we, because we're human and we are having human experience be, or that has been put in place, not be the best version of ourselves. We have a ton of distractions around us, a ton, and because there's so many distractions in this person, like we can't, because we so caught up, or we can, but we so caught up in this program. And like most of us see, we watch so much TV, we got all of these drugs that's gonna help us cope with our problems, but it really don't allow us to tap into who, to our spirits. Is what it's doing to us is it's putting like a veil over you, like it's only so far you can go. So you drinking and you smoke weed, it don't matter, because it's all altering, it's all mind altering. So it don't matter if you on cigarettes, weed, alcohol, to your state of being at the time to make you feel better, to make you not be in the energy that you're in, not to feel how you feel, to change what you feel. I'm gonna go drink a half a bottle of wine. I'm gonna go, whatever, you go to the hookah lounge, you smoke up a whole hookah thing, like whatever you do, you want to go binge out on a whole bunch of food, and that's what you do to change how you feeling, because you're not happy with the state of your being at the time. So then you gotta figure out how to accept, like if you, like for people, like if you accept that you drink too much, if you accept that you smoke too much, if you accept you have too much sex, that's a better vibration than saying, oh no I don't, and being in denial. You know what I'm saying? So now we accepting it, now we gonna go to the next level, and then at some point when you keep working on yourself, we'll get to a higher frequency of joy and love, and all of the bliss of the higher vibrations. And so body we get there when we consume with all of this stuff that's put here to distract us. The stuff is not like when we, if we could really realize what's happening, like everything is, especially in America now, I can't speak for overseas, but in America we're in a capitalist society. What that means is everything is backed by money. It's about money here. It's about money. So you would think when you turn on the TV and you see a commercial about, if you're on TV and you see diabetes, they're going to tell you to take a pill for the diabetes, instead of telling you that the best thing for you to do is to change your completely change your eating. That's something that I'm also working on for my mindset. I was watching Cowspiracy, which is this is a little, I'm jumping a little bit to a different topic, but I was watching Cowspiracy on Netflix, and it was based like we could really save the human from, save the planet, save the planet from the greenhouse gases, or what was the gases, and it was the because we're tearing up the land. So, but if you look at, so it's saying that to save the earth, the humans, as human meat, and the meat to produce meat, you got, it's the animals, right? So you got these animals, these big animals that require a lot of feed. So you got to grow the food to feed the cows, and then you get the cows that's just dropping a whole bunch of poop on the ground, and the methane gases is being released in the ozone and all that. So it's a problem, the amount of meat that we're eating. But then it's like on the flip side, it's like, okay, when you do the studies, if we start eating so much meat, and this ain't for everybody, because we don't know, everybody's body's different, people need certain minerals or whatever, but on as a whole, if we stop eating so much meat, not only does it save the planet, but it allows us to live longer. It helps with having a clear mindset, clearing out all of the junk. And I'm not saying I haven't stopped eating meat, y'all. I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian or a pescatarian. I will say is that I am a lot more mindful in what I'm eating for my mind and my body, and just for the earth. Like if I'm sitting here to help the earth, like that's me for me, especially like with the wood chips on the ground. I know y'all might not understand this, but when that's like I put a band-aid, or I put like a band-aid on my patch of earth, because I know that will heal this patch of earth, and it would in turn grow healthy vegetables. And so I can turn y'all real quick and show y'all what's behind me, but hold on. My camera's dirty, but those are my collard greens right there, you guys. And that patch of where those collard greens are, is so fertile right there, because it's on a whole bunch of mulch. And it's mushrooms. I can see some mushrooms right now on the ground, but I've been healing the soil for it to help heal. This is the only part of the earth that I have any kind of control of. So I'm healing it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, but I'm really not, because I'm over here eating all this stuff, this meat that's contributing to, and not just meat, even soybeans and stuff. Like a lot of the stuff that we are growing in large quantities, our big agriculture, is not necessarily for the human body. All that being said, when we talk about, and you watching it goes back to what you not only putting in your body, but putting in your mind. Like, what kind of food are you feeding your brain? The food that most of us feed our brain is gonna be social media. So what are you watching on social media? Are you watching things that's gonna help you be a better version of yourself? Or are you feeding your brain things that's gonna have you stuck in this 3D mindset where you just up in the matrix? You need things, you need the newest this, you want to feel, you want your body done, you want all of these superficial things that don't really help. I don't know, let me say this, because I have a friend that got a body done. She had a couple kids, so it did, for some people it do help with their esteem. It makes them feel, not, if that's what you need to do, boo, do you. But what I'm saying is, don't get caught up in this matrix. Like, what if you had that same body but your mind was different? Also, what are you listening to? Yeah, the music. What kind of music you listening to? Let me tell you, the music is intentionally especially rap, is intentionally set up to keep people in this fog and this low vibrational energy. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I don't listen to music, but I have to understand how much I can intake, because like I said, we still here to have a human experience. I do think it's a balance between what you enjoying certain things that you enjoy. But if you listening to, like, I ain't finna listen to some of this shit because it's just too vulgar. It's just like too much. And so yeah, if you feeding that into your brain, you know what I'm saying, fuck nigga free, all that shit, you see they rapping it, that's your reality. Like, why we can't understand that our words actually do create. When we spelling, that's a spell, that's a word. You curse words, like, people not putting, like, we're not thinking. But we're not thinking because it's easy to not think. It's easy to just go along with life and just be comfortable with being the mediocrity. Like, who wants to be me? To me, honestly, like, that should be a sin against yourself. And I'm talking about myself, y'all. So I'm not coming for nobody, because when I say y'all, I'm talking to me too. Taking mine, I go back and watch. I'm just being given the information, and I'm giving it to y'all, and I'm giving it to myself at the same time. But being mediocre should be against. It's like a sin against yourself. Like if you was into the, like, because I come from a Christian background, so I do see things like, or it's like how some Christians do so, or religious people do so. If you looking at yourself and you thinking like, I am the Keioffa, right? That's my religion. Let's call it like Keioffa is my religion. If that's my religion, or my, spiritual focus, if that's it, then it would be a sin for me to be to not to the highest potential that I could live up to. So that's being mediocre. Like, nah, I don't want to sin against myself, because let's just say when we transition back to our energy beings, when we leave this behind, if you want to ascend to this level of, if you want to graduate spiritual school from earth to go to the next level, but because then some of y'all might not believe in it, so it might just not vibrate or relate to you. But the idea is that we're here having a human experience, and that these vessels will leave behind, but our spirit, and we know this, like, this is, I'm not talking like out of the side of my neck, y'all. Like, we know that there's a spiritual, or we know that there's an energy of in the human being. We know that that's how when that heart start beating, the energy doesn't go away. We know that energy doesn't go away. Energy just be transferred, so it goes somewhere else. We know that. Like, this is science. That's science. So it's not like a religion or a spiritual thought or philosophy. Like, this has already been proven. So if we know that, we go somewhere. So where do we go? A lot of people, we don't. So you got to come up with what you think. So what I think we go is to the next level, or we might come back if you didn't graduate, if you didn't do whatever learn a lesson that you was supposed to learn here, if you didn't complete whatever mission you was complete while you was here, then you get to come back and you got to do it again until you go to the next level. Maybe the level is having access to different dimensions. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, guys, but I do know that working on being the highest version of myself, regardless, is gonna benefit me here on earth, and it will benefit me, when I transition to wherever I go at. While I'm here, I'm aware enough to know that I have to make sure that my mind is in a healthy state. And that's also too, you gotta be careful who you be around. Like, if you're around people that, like, listen to the words that people use that you hang around. Like, the words they use, and that'll tell you exactly who you're dealing with. Like, sometimes the words we use expose us. So that's why you gotta be careful how much you talk, because if you talk about nothing, people gonna know you ain't about nothing, because the words you use, like, we just be out here just living, y'all. I wish a lot of us would be a lot more aware of things, but I guess it come with time, and it with yes, it does. I'm telling you, you hang around people, because you can't. Some people can't, think past what they saw growing up. They can't think past their environment, and so that's, if you hanging around that, if you hanging around, like, I was watching a video and it was saying how it was something. It was, can't remember exactly how it was said, but it was like, who you hang around talking like that? Like, the people you live with don't talk like that. And if they do talk like that, we be vibing for too much longer. Like, but I just want to share with y'all, at the end of the day, you never really know where you come from. And I'm learning that too. Like, you never really know where a message is gonna come from. It could come from anywhere. I was walking to Walmart about a week, because after giving her a little bit of energy, a little bit of time, I could see that, it was a little, but she still, like, some of the stuff that she was saying was still a message to me, even though I know her mind wasn't at its best. Like, I know she probably was like homeless, or she didn't look like her was a homeless, but I could tell she might have been like a mental health patient, something like that. But I still interacted and engaged with her, respected her as a person, and went on our way. But if I'm closed off, if I'm so closed off, I'm not interacting with this woman because I'm scared of her, right? Because a lot of people that have mental health issues are homeless people, or people that, might not be where we are in our life. And so I'm not above that, because I know that I could, at any given time, that probably could be me. That could have been my cousin. That could be somebody out of my family, anything like that. So I'm going to give her the respect of a human and interact with her. I'm going to look her in her face and I'm going to say, have a good day, because I mean, you know what I'm saying? But if my mind, if I hadn't been working on my mind, y'all been working on my mind for a really long time at all. But I just don't see how we just out here living and not talking about how we thinking, like, and the words, when somebody uses a certain word, like, not to say to correct them, but ask them why they use that word. Like, why you talking, why you said that, like, why you feel like that. And just that might, ignite something in them. Like, my intention when I'm talking to people, when I'm engaged with people, is to be the highest version of myself. So if I'm the highest version of myself, that'll raise their vibration, because I'm acting with other people. I need to raise your vibration up. I'm not saying everybody's vibration lower than mine, but let's just say you come at me that day, your vibration might be off when we are acting. You could be high vibes all the time, but let's just say you have an off moment. Like, I'm a little bit off. My vibe is a little bit off right now. I can feel it. If I'm interacting with somebody and they vibration higher than mine, then they're gonna bring me up. Because at least I've been working on it. I'm just a little bit lower right now, but I've been working on it. But let's just say you ain't working on your vibration at all. Staying in this low, like, you this way, you marinating that. You down here, you marinating down here. And so when you interact with somebody, they vibe a little bit higher than yours, but because, sorry y'all, the pollen is whew. But because your vibration, you've been marinating down here, you can pull somebody down. So if we know that somebody can pull you down with their negative vibe, the idea should be, well, if my vibe high enough, I can pull people up. So I want to keep my vibration as high as possible. So when I'm interacting with people, I can bring their vibes up too. Then if I'm sending that energy, I guess what the universe gonna do? The universe gonna send me somebody to help bring my vibration up. So now my vibe even higher. So if I eat with somebody that's down here, they can't affect me, because now I'm all the way up here, and I'm not allowing that. I'm too far up to allow that frequency, that vibration, affect me. I hope what I'm saying making sense to y'all. I hope when I'm making sense to y'all, and if it's not, maybe it will in the future. Come back when you're ready for it. But yeah, y'all, like, this my order. The moral of the story, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna keep saying, I'm not talking to y'all. I am talking to whoever can receive it. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, leave it for the next person might want it. But for me, mindset is it's gonna have to be, y'all, and it's gonna be hard, because, like, I'm out here dating y'all, like, oh my god, your girl is out here in these dating streets, honey, and it's interesting. I'm having a good time. I'm not dating multiple people. I'm not that person, but I will give you enough time. Like, I do like to date. How that's gonna work out, and that's a mindset that I had to kind of accept for myself. Like, I had to accept who I was. I'm like, people, like, they dating multiple people at one time. I don't want to date multiple people at one time, because I'm looking at it like I'm not really getting to know either one of them, or it's gonna take me longer to get to know them know this person, see how this person, if this works, then great, and now I don't have to go date nobody else. But if it then, you go back to the drawing board and you meet somebody else, and you go from there. But I'm not a most person dater. But let me tell you, I'm learning so much about myself going through this, like, dating phase. I'm enjoying it. I'm not gonna say, but it still comes with its own challenges. And a lot is when we've been in relationships, previous relationships, And let's just say the relationship didn't go well. We got this related trauma, like trauma from being in other relationships, whether it's like they cheated on you or, whatever. Mostly people get cheated on. A lot of times it's not even cheating. Sometimes it's cheating, but sometimes it be like money. I done met people that had their significant other steal money from them. Like, it's all these like traumas that had me too. What you dating, girl? This shit is crazy out here. Like, help me, let me know. Yeah, just one guy, just one person at a time. I can do that. Cause I got too much other shit going on anyways. Like, if I'm dating, if I'm even entertaining multiple people, it's just too much energy for me to be like, I think I got too much other shit that's more important than to have 5 or 6 dudes on my line just so I can feel like I'm important. Like this, and I'm telling you, this all came from me just sitting here his to find my life partner. Yes, and it's a partnership. Like, oh my God. And so here we go. So I'm out here dating and I'm learning because I hadn't really been dating, y'all. Like, for real, I hadn't been dating. You're traveling, like, who you finna date unless y'all already got you married and stuff. But you out here traveling, honey. You at these places for short periods of time, not longer, and you working all these hours. You ain't there long enough to even meet nobody, really more or less building a relationship. And I'm not staying here. So then what does that do? Are we moving? Are you moving where I'm at? So anyways, that's the whole thing. But what I'm saying is I didn't realize that I had certain things that would bother me because I hadn't been dating, and you don't know that until you start dating, and then you like, okay, so I need to work on this. So a lot of people say, oh, I've been working on myself. They stay secluded. They don't go out, and they don't they stop dating because they done got so hurt. Oh, I'm done with me and I'm finna live my life, the rest of my life by myself. Let me tell you something, what I'm not gonna do. I'm not her that say I want to live my life by myself. I'm not subscribed to that. I'm not subscribed. I don't need a man. I'm not subscribed to this. I'm not subscribed to any of that. I want somebody with me. Like, I enjoy that kind of companionship. I enjoy having somebody to laugh with and joke with and just have fun with. It ain't all fun because sometimes you got 2 adults, so y'all gonna bump heads and stuff like that, but I enjoy that. So I'm not finna sit here and tell you that I don't need a man. And honey, when men come around, I'm the female, I'm the woman, you the man. We gonna take on our roles, and that's how that shit's gonna go, right? But I didn't know certain would bother me because I wasn't dating. So you can't sit here and tell me you healed from a relationship. Like, just I don't know, this might be a messed up way of thinking about it, but you can't tell me that you healed from a relationship and you ain't been in a relationship 10 years. You can't tell me that because you don't know if you healed until you get into another relationship. You still had them underlying problems because you ain't really been dealing with nobody. You in the house for the last 10 years. So I'm out here like, girl, you still got some work to do. Like, yeah, oh, I'm out here, vibing all these high vibrations. Like, yo, honey, you still a student in this life school down here on earth. But dating with a purpose is definitely the thought. Like, it's definitely not me. And I'm kind of, I like simple sometimes. So now when I do dress up, y'all will catch me with eyelashes and stuff like that. I hadn't really been doing too much with my hair, but I was thinking the other day I want some braids. I'm trying to book a therapy session. Shit, me too. This is therapy. Let me tell you, I'm telling y'all no BS. Like, and I'm laughing, but woke up. I've been up since probably like 4, like the couple of days. Like I say, I'm dating and it ain't all peaches and cream, but I'm up and my brain running, and so I was like, I'm a journalist, but it didn't feel like it was gonna give me the same therapy, the same relief that I would have had if I would have came to talk to y'all. So I'm finna turn this thing on and shoot, just like it's therapy. Like, it might be therapy for y'all. It's therapy for me to just be interacting and talking to y'all and sharing this and getting this shit off my chest. So, great, but we in therapy right now, boo. Camera. That sun coming up because I really want to be the best version of myself in this relationship. The best thing you could do, and this is all I can do, this is because I'm still trying to, like, I'm working on that too, to be myself shit in a relationship and out that bitch. But all I can do, honestly, is just, all I can tell you to do is just do, like, the meditate and multiple times, because that seems like what, like, the books that I'm reading and stuff, and like some of the people that I for business, like the on business things. When I'm doing websites and affiliate marketing, I follow other people that talk about affiliate marketing and stuff like that. And one guy that I follow, his name Miles Beckler, and I like his simplistic way of he got like this strategy out, 90-day strategy or whatever for getting traffic to your websites and stuff like that. So anyways, but besides his strategic business model or whatever that he got, I was watching his videos and he talked about mindset a lot, and he talked about it so much that, you know, I started watching his other videos, and he really advocates on meditate most of the day. And then I was reading a book from Joe Dispenza. It talks about meditating, and Joe Dispenza has an audio book on Audible. It's a meditation, a guided meditation book. It's on Audible. And so girl, yeah, this is really being the best version of yourself. It's going to benefit you at work. It's going to benefit you in a relationship. It's going to benefit you on your personal, like for you, your personal human stuff. And so if we could all just understand how beneficial it would be for us to work on ourselves, then I think, but it's hard, like, especially when you do a shadow work, because like when you really got to look at yourself and see like, okay, I need to work on this, like that's the shadow work, because like you got to check yourself. And you don't want to check yourself because we're people be like, oh, people be like, I'm not a narcissistic human. As humans by default are selfish. It's a survival instinct. It's not like we're being selfish. Some people have it worse than others, but I'm saying like on a human biological level, like have a survival mechanism in us, which a lot of times shows up as selfishness. Like we're gonna put ours first. Some of us don't realize that we need to be putting ourselves first, but a lot of times we do. And so it's nothing wrong with putting yourself first, especially when it comes down to, you know, your mind. Because it's just gonna be you and you. It ain't gonna be me. You know, even if I do have, let's just say we do get life partners. Shoot, black women living the longest, so, and if you might end up by your damn self anyway, so you might as well become your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like you might as well become your own friend. I'm not saying that you know it's guaranteed that you're gonna outlive your partner, but if black women living the longest, then shit, you need to be friends with yourself, because you need to be friends with yourself anyways, because we stuck with ourselves most of the time. Even when you do got a life partner, you still stuck with yourself. So making sure that we working on ourselves and creating the habits, like the daily habits, like our habits, our, you know, sleeping habits, all of these things affect us, like our money habits. Oh, my relationship with money is changing, because like it's changed. I had to change how I think about money. Like a lot of times we think, oh, we gotta work hard to go get money. I don't believe you gotta work hard to get money. You on the ground, you ain't work for that money. You ain't never had somebody just give for that. So if we can change how we think about stuff, like I don't work hard for money. Money just flows to me. Ain't that the affirmation that we should be saying? Shouldn't we speak that out there? Like, I don't want to go work hard for no money. Now, granted, I have to go to work to make money right now, and still other stuff that I'm working on manifesting, you know, starts manifesting in dollar signs into my account. But if we realize that the way that we think about stuff is preventing us to thing. Like if I look at my account and I'm talking to y'all, because I'm telling y'all, like if you look at your account 50 times a day, I get my account several times a day, and really it's because I be worried about making sure that there's enough money in there. This is why I love social media. The fact that I've been able to relate to you for so long and on so many levels over the years, it's amazing. You gotta love technology. That's what people. I be listening to some of the old people that get mad about technology. I'm like, I met some people, and I appreciate you for even telling me. Let me back up and just and thank you for saying that, because I appreciate you been rocking with me. I remember like starting this channel thinking like, ain't nobody can watch my channel, y'all. Like, I don't. At the same time, not like caring, but not really caring. But I appreciate you for being here with me. And I appreciate you. Yeah, we could talk. Just text me, like, or not text me, email me your number. I don't want to put my phone number on here, so just email me at info@Keioffa, and then it comes to my phone, so I'll get it. I got actually, it's an email I need to respond to that for somebody asked me about a job, how to get a job, I think, a job or something like that. But if we could just change how we think about things, like back to the money thing. A lot of us, we be in this like worried about money, and worrying about money is the energy. So if you're worried about money, you just gonna keep worrying about money. But if you don't worry about it, I had to remind myself like everything gonna work itself out, even if you can't see it. And that's why I be like, we 3D, so we gotta believe that the work we putting in, if we believe the work we putting in gonna matter, then you shouldn't worry about it, because you know it's gonna manifest. Like when I be planting these plants, this is the best analogy in a while. I made a reference to plants. He said when you put a plant in the ground, you put the plant in the ground there, and then when it sprout. You don't go and uncover the plant or uncover the seed to see if it's growing and cover it back up. Is that a message? So it's the same idea with pretty much anything. Put the work in and believe that the work that you put out there, the universe is gonna reciprocate that energy to you. And this is even in relationships. You gotta think, like, let's just say you putting all this energy into somebody that hasn't really worked through all their traumas, or they got up these what you laughing what you laughing at? But let's just say you started dating somebody and they got all these, you working on yourself, this other person got all these traumas. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, we can't have my phone number. I just got a whole new. I done changed my phone number, and we ain't finna have no crazies. But if we change the way that if we could really change the way that we think, you're welcome. If it's the way that we think, we would be in a better place and be aware that we thinking. You know, if we was aware that we was thinking negatively, and you could adjust the thought, and then you would get whatever the outcome is that you're looking for. Instead of like I was saying, like relationships, if you dating somebody and you've been working on yourself and you putting all this positive energy into somebody, you just being the best version of yourself that you can be, and not tearing somebody down. You there to uplift them, you there to inspire them, you there to show love and compassion, their respect, especially like with men. You know, we have to respect them. That's what a lot of men thrive off of, is respect. They want to be loved. A man would probably rather you respect them more than you would love them, because the love is an emotion, and most men don't operate off their default level. Is not an emotion. That's women. So for women, yeah, we need to feel loved and cared for and all of that stuff. But men, you gotta respect them. And so when I'm in these relationships with these men, hold on, y'all, my door open. When I'm in relationship with these men that I'm, well, right now it's just one, but if I'm in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, I got to, make sure that, for one, don't nobody want to be nagging. I don't want to be nagging or like bitching and complaining, because I know the same amount of pressure that I have on me, they have on them, especially if they taking care of their own household, got kids and all that other stuff. So it's that our separate lives already have on us. So coming together, you don't really want to add certain pressures to it, but being in a relationship with another person in general is going to create some kind of, a little bit of, not tension, but y'all learn, so it's going to be a learning curve. But let's just say I do all that, and then this person doesn't reciprocate, or they're not in a healed enough space to receive some of the, like, some people cannot receive love because they done been hurt by love, or they think it's, they're scared of getting hurt, so they got all these like walls up and all of these boundaries in place. And so let's just say I send out all this positive vibe, all this positive energy to that person, and they don't send it back. A lot of us feel like it was a waste of time to do that. But I don't feel like that, because I feel like if I send that energy out there and I'm showing you love, and you don't receive it, that's your karmic debt. Like, now you in a deficit with the cosmics, because you know, which is one reason I think I need therapy. Yeah, I think overthinking. I overthink all the time, and I think that's just part of when your mind go to racing like that, because my mind went to racing like that. That's when it started doing that kind of stuff. That's when you got to go meditate and go ground yourself. Because if a lot of times the overthinking I would say it's almost a form of anxiousness. Like, I would say that, like, because you worry. It's like almost a concern. You worried about something. You just thinking and thinking and thinking, but that's not gonna get you the result, because the energy now is that, you know what I'm saying, is I'm overthinking. So the if we know that energy, like, if our vibration is this, if we're sending out certain vibrations, the universe is going to respond to us. The universe is responding to us all the time. We already know that the universe is always sending us the things that we want. So if we want, what you're saying is that when we're worried, what we're saying is that we want to worry, and because that has such a strong feeling, because we feel it. So now if you have a thought and you're feeling, and that's going to give the universe a signal and a sign, and it's going to say, oh, keep putting me in this cycle, because it's such a strong connection between, it's like the universe can't determine, it doesn't have a distinction between good and bad speak. Excuse me. When and I say good or bad, like what you want, what your desire versus what you're worried about. So if you I'm talking to you, but I'm telling you, like, for myself, I do this too. So if I let's just say you in a relationship and it's not going how you want it to go, and all you think about is, it's not going how I want it to go, it's not going how I want it to go, it's not going how I want it to go. He did this to me, he did this to me, he did this to me. So now we're in a victim. So guess what? That's what's gonna keep happening. But we haven't been taught and trained enough to know how to acknowledge it. First you got to understand that you're doing it, and then how to stop yourself from doing it. And the only thing that I could say is to meditate and to write it out, or go for a walk, go to some water. Sometimes I go to the pond, not too far from here, to clear my mind. Sometimes I get out here and talk to y'all. I've been asking myself, what's gonna make me feel better right now? And not feel better like on a superficial level, like go have a drink or go. Sometimes, like, y'all, food make people feel better. That's why people get obese. So sometimes I'll catch myself like wanting to go have some crabs. Y'all love seafood. Like, we got this seafood place down the street called Crafty Crabs. Let me tell y'all something. They got some steamed oysters in there, and some crab legs and some shrimp that your girl is just really rocking with. So let's just say I'm sad and I need to make myself feel better. I might go out there and have, some crabs and some oysters and some drinks, and that might temporarily make me feel better. But then I come home and I'm still faced with the same problem, right? So instead of me going to eat crabs or something, maybe I meditate on that feeling and work through that emotion, like sit with that emotion a little bit and allow myself to go through that. But at the same time, reminding myself not to keep thinking that negative thought. So we're not victims. That's a low vibrational mindset. We're not a victim, because nothing happens to us, right? Everything happens for us. The universe is not conspiring against us. The universe is for us, because we're of it. Like, it's like your parent, and it's like your parents setting you up failure. Now, some parents is like, some parents have some mental health issues or jealousy or some traumas, and they don't really like their kids. That's the thing. But let's just say that because the universe is not human, that the universe is a loving being, but you got to know how to communicate with the universe. And so if we communicating wrong, it's like we be out here like, oh, why did they do that to me? Oh, this and that to me, instead of understanding like, oh, well, maybe this person wasn't for me, and so the universe removed them, so something else can come in or maybe this job isn't for me. Let's say you get fired or something, and your job was your whole world, and you get fired, and you're like, oh, they fired me, that's an opportunity for you to see that something else is coming through for you. It's not necessarily that, oh, they is Jose. I haven't been there. I haven't been there. I wouldn't even know. Girl, I'll be in Miami. Back in the day, yeah. Maybe I'll do something with my birthday. I'll be 40 this year, y'all. So we gonna see. I'm thinking about something. I don't know. Maybe we do a meet up birthday parties. I don't know. But I definitely think if we thought about how we thought, if we thought about how we thought, how we think, and if it's a negative, if it's negative, it's like, oh, that happened to me, they did this, he broke up with me, or he cheated on me. Not that he cheated for you, but he cheated for you, kind of. Cause, and when I say for you, it's like to show you who he was, or to show you who she is. If it's a male female situation, or a female, whatever your situation is, it's not to you or on you, it's for you. And if we can remember that, okay, so now when you thinking, you got to almost figure out how to think. Like now you got to figure out how I'm supposed to think, because I've been thinking negative for so long that I don't even know how to think positive. Most of our default is in the negative, because that's what the programming is. And I'm saying programming because like a lot of us don't realize that we're programmed. Like this brain has a computer inside, or this head has a computer inside of it called the brain. The brain, a lot of people like before us, before we was on this earth, not before, like back in the day, started studying humans, right? Marketing business. Marketing is set up to psychologically entice you to buy shit that you don't even know. Like it's when you, my birthday on July 28th, I'll be 40. But yeah, so how the marketing is set up, I hope YouTube don't flag, but it's a mindfuck, y'all. Like it's really like a lot of the stuff that's put in front of you, you don't need it. It's not benefiting your human. All these clothes, all these names, all that stuff doesn't benefit you. But back in the day, and this go all the way back to even slavery, y'all, like, because it's like Happy Black History Month, even though it's almost over, but the psychology of a human, once you understand how human brain and how we work, you can get a person to do anyone them to. And because we know that on a larger scale, like big, it's already been in play for so many years that when we out here like doing shit, we don't even know why we do it. Like some of us do stuff, you don't even know why you're doing it. It's because from the time you was in your mama's stomach, most of it is depending on where you come from. She could have been in distress, or she could have been and so when you looking at it like that, you got people that don't know how to think for themselves. Like we really don't. We're learning. A lot of us is learning a lot, especially with technology. Technology has exposed a lot of the mind games that's been played on us humans. Because now we can talk about it, and we got the access and the ability to just broadcast it. Like right now, a phone. Like this is the simplest technology that we have right now is a phone, and you can transmute your message, send it out to millions of people within a second. Like the technology has allowed us to use it as a resource. It has allowed us to learn what's really been going on behind the scenes, and the way that we've been about things isn't necessarily the most beneficial way for us to thrive as humans. So you got, like, if you look at America, and I when I'm talking now, I'm speaking mostly from America, because overseas it's not, in other countries it might not be this like this, but here, if we sit back and look at how much money is spent on marketing alone and advertising to people, yes, young black leaders of old women try to educate us on communism is dangerous. Shit, all of it's dangerous. But communism, capitalism, dictatorship, all it is dangerous, because when they start manipulating minds, like when you start playing with the mindset of a, and it's for money. Like this is all in America. It's all money. It's just money. Like, so when you think about, when you see certain organizations or group of people, when you think of a group of people and they being promoted, or it's because it's a lot of money behind it, or it's a alternative motive behind it. It could be money. It could be some people feel like we need to be depopulated. It could be big pharma pushing McDonald's in a low income neighborhood. I think, and if your mind ain't right, if you can't figure out how to think for yourself, like you're so screwed. You're so screwed. It's, I mean, unprogrammed. Like, you got to unlearn some of this stuff that we done learned. But if you don't, it's like it's detrimental to yourself and the people around you. Like, imagine, for me, like if I don't work on my mindset, if I don't start working, I don't make videos, I don't act with people. Like, to me, that would be, what's the word? Like, I don't know. It would be bad for me because it seemed like I wouldn't be provided. I wouldn't be in the world. You know, idea is, excuse me, to help, to be of service to other people. Like, that's how we do it. Some of us as humans, we thrive off of serving others. You serve enough people, you give enough people what they need, you gonna get something in return, guaranteed. You gonna get, you serving people. If I'm of service to the world, to the betterment of the world. I'm thinking we need to be beyond the next, thinking we need this beyond the next, and we don't. Yeah. And then what's really happiness? Like, people like, oh, I want to be happy. Well, what's happiness? Like, what is happiness to you? Happiness, people could just, let's just say you made $60,000 on your own time when you get ready. That's happiness to people because they ain't got to get up and go to nobody's job. You know what I'm saying? So, and they can spend their day gardening. They can spend their day teaching kids, like homeschooling their kids, and they can spend their day fishing or playing with their animals. Like, actually, in being living life, like actually living life, like not working to live. Like, that's this work, this type of lifestyle. This is not the lifestyle that we were intended to live. This is not working till you 65, work your whole life. Like, that's not the life we were here to live. Well, that's not life I was here to live. Let me say that. I know that. But because I also know that for the last 39 years, or, you know, a little bit less, because I've been working on my mind, but if the bulk of my life I've been thinking a certain kind of way, right? I've been thinking this type of way my whole life. It take me to get damn near 40. That way of thinking is a setup for the capitalist, you know, society that I live in. That's the setup for me to be a worker, for me to consume things, to go to work, to pay for the things I consume. So people go to work to buy cars, to buy clothes, to buy shoes, to go to school, whatever they buy. You go to work to spend all this, but you don't go to work to live. Like, you don't live. Like, you can't go to work. I can't go to work for 10 to 12 hours and actually live. Whatever that looks like for you, right? Because we all have different values. Like, we value things differently. Should I value being able to sit out here, you know, and turn on my laptop or turn on my phone or whatever and enjoy the morning and take the time out of the day to figure out a recipe that don't have no meat in it, or, you know, like, because that's something that I'm working on. Is I don't know how, like, the meat, like, I don't know if I'm taking away meat or if I'm cutting out meat, or if I'm just finding different recipes, or like I'm just trying to find a healthier way of living. But does that include animal products? Does that not include, and like, what works for me? So I'm still trying to play with that. But if I'm in this hustle and bustle, I don't have that luxury to sit around and think about it, because I'm hungry now, I'm tired now, so I'm coming home and we're just gonna eat this low vibrational, oh God, I was gonna say this low vibrational, which is true, but it just had me think of, I forgot her name, and they got this low vibrational plate, and it was like the girl was what was her name? Damn. Anyways, she I can't even think her name now, but she is a black girl. She was like with Grant Cardone. Damn, I can't think of her name right now. But she was talking to one of her people, and she was like, "That's a low vibrational plate." Even though how she said it was like it came off like real snobbish, but at the end of the day, what she said was true. Like, we be out here eating bullshit, and we can't right. And then we got all these people like sick. We got all this sickness. But if you sick, think about this. Like, you sick, and who getting paid for you being sick? It's the simple things make me happy the most. Yeah, you know, like, I do enjoy this life, and that's too why. And y'all let hear me say this, and I'm still gonna I'm gonna continue. Like, I'm going to work. I'm gonna go work at this job and do this permanent position and see how I like it. It's the hospital that I'm going. It's only a 6-OR hospital. It's not actually in Jacksonville, but it's close. It's still on like 20-something minutes away from me. But I'm gonna go there. But let me tell you something. That's not my plan. That's a long-term play. My long-term play is to be able to create my wealth through digital assets. So I'll be taking my surgical first assist money, because I took a first assist position at this place. I'll take that money and create as many digital assets that I can, and then we're gonna see how long it take me to replace my income. But because I'll be stable and I'm home, you know, I should be able to create a routine that'll allow me to create as much content, because the digital assets, I would still have to create content for it. So when I say content, we talking about ebooks, we talking about websites, and we talking about right now just this YouTube channel. But I do have another one for my gardening one that I need to work on. But I didn't really want to work on that one because I wasn't sure if I was gonna even be here enough to work on it. But see, I'm gonna go ahead and do a garden, a spring and summer garden, and then yeah, we're gonna see how it go. But the idea is to create content for those digital assets, and over they will replace my income, and that's my plan. That as simple as I can say it. That would be my ideal outcome of me going to this permanent position, is to actually just have enough income coming in where I can support my current lifestyle, like my monthly expenses, as well as basically invest as much as I can into the digital assets. And this, I did create like a whole plan, or just a simple plan really, of what to do. And at the end of the day, like, if you working and you don't have no plan, then you can plan to keep working, basically. And I ain't be working, so I'm working on my plan so it could replace my income. And this is what, oh, y'all need to be doing this. Yes, I am making some, but it's not consistent, and it's not enough to replace my income. So I can't say, oh, y'all, this is what I did to replace my income. I can say this is what I'm doing. So what I'm doing is creating content. So like today, I just decided to make a go live, not to record no video, because if I record it, that means I gotta edit, and it's just more than what I want to do. Because I will write a couple blog posts today. So, you know, you got to just learn how to manage and what's gonna work for you. But the idea is to be able to create a lifestyle where I'm not working. And when I say not working, I mean like where I physically got to go and be somewhere for a certain amount of time. If I do choose to work in the future, even if I do have that, depending on how much money I make, I might not want to go work in the OR anymore. But if I make, you know, it just depends on how the lifestyle ends up being. But I know long term, working, you know, 40 hours a week for, you know, the next couple, it's just not the lifestyle that I want for me. So in order for me to change that, I had to put certain things in place, realistic things in place. Like when I took the job, I looked at how much money it was gonna offer me, and if I really could live off of that, because the lifestyle around traveling, you know, traveling surgical tech, traveling person, my permanent position, it's not as much as I was making it's about $50 an hour. So that's still not bad. I should still clear about $2,000 a week. And that's enough money for me to pay for. It's like I'll be able to live off less than half of my income, and the rest of it will go towards these digital assets. And if y'all haven't started looking into digital assets for you to create any type of income, like another income stream, like look into it, because if you're in the medical field, and I like digital assets for medical professionals, because especially with blogging, you could kind of blog, put it down, and come back to it. You know what I'm saying? Like with YouTube, you gotta be a little more consistent with YouTube. And if I was more consistent, I would have more followers, and this channel would be a lot bigger. But I still appreciate all of y'all, because at the end of the day, this was like an organically grown channel. This channel was literally grown. I remember when I had like 5 subscribers, y'all, like literally, and it's almost to 3,000 now. And with the effort and energy that I put into it, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that, I even got that amount. And imagine what I would do, how successful it would be if I spent a lot more time consistently doing it. So the idea of taking this permanent position is to be able to create, some kind of routine so I can exit. And as 3 years, I would have been, so this year, it makes my 17th year of being a surgical tech. I graduated surgical tech school in 2006. So I was looking at, like, if I was at I would be retiring your career as a surgical tech, but I won't be retiring like with a pension. Basically, I'll be retiring from digital assets that I've created around certain passions and projects that I have. What I will say, especially like for Kia, like if you sit on here, girl, let me tell you what time it is. She should be getting out. You should be getting ready to get off work. If you create a website, a YouTube website, I'm not a YouTube website, excuse me. If you create a WordPress website and focus solely around, let's just say pharmacy tech, and it's around surgical tech, nursing, CNA, you think people think because it's already your information, internet is still growing, and you never know who your tribe is. So let's tell you to create a website with kind of on whatever profession you're in, because especially if you've been in it for a while, then So for me, I created a website called Surgical Tech Career. I put content on it, kind of like putting no content down. The idea for me is to continue to post as much as all of that I get a lot. I'm just dropping all of that on the surgicaltechcareer.com website. Plan for me, y'all. Now, just if it makes sense. I don't know. If it don't make sense to you, then don't. But listen to what I'm saying. After I built the website, like the website's not hard to build. You get a domain name, you pick a name. So the pharmacy tech, because she out here. So Kia the pharmacy tech, pharmacytech101.com. About that career, answer all the questions, go to .com, type in your field, and then it'll get you questions around that specific topic. So like for me, I would go to answerpublic.com. I would put tech career, gave me around that career. I'll put that on the website. We're going to put some ads on it, and we're going to start sending traffic to it, right? We're going to send traffic from YouTube, because I got a YouTube channel with almost 3,000 subscribers on it. And if I learn about the surgical tech career, guess what? Now they could just go over there. Now it's going to be a couple ways that I can make money off of it. One of the ways would be off of the ad revenue. So just like YouTube, on your website, you can do ads, but the ads on YouTube, you got to be accepted into the YouTube partnership. The ads on the websites, you don't have to be accepted. So you can just soon as the website up, you can throw Google ads on it. Then you build out you know email lists, and you start emailing people things of value that they could use around that topic. This do all day long. This is called affiliate marketing, and this is how I'm going to create my retirement plan. I have a 401k. I have no intentions on investing in a 401k. I do have life insurance policy, so that's another aspect of my retirement, if you want to call it retirement. So if y'all don't know this, I am a life insurance agent, and so I remember when I was going to get my life insurance agent license, the whole reason of me getting my license was because I had kind of stumbled upon the be your own banker strategy for life insurance. And so I looked into it. I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. Why ain't nobody talking about it? And so I reached out to this guy. He was a life insurance agent for PHP, People Helping People, that life insurance company. And so I joined under him. And even though like some people will look at PHP like an MLM kind of insurance company or a network marketing kind of insurance company, the information about insurance was still relevant to what I was trying to do for myself. So initially I wasn't trying to be a life insurance agent to sell other people insurance. I was doing it to get the information for myself so I could understand another stream of income, another wealth building strategy. So if you and I'm not talking about life insurance like term life where it expires in a couple years, annuities and index universal annuities and things like that that actually create a cash flow, a cash value. So you, for the first couple years, you just paying for the policy, and then after a couple years that it started putting some cash into like this pot, and it actually grows interest. So you paying life insurance, but it's a pot of money growing over here. So when you really need it, you can actually either take the money out, or you're not passed like you would be if you had a life insurance policy. I mean, not life insurance policy, if it was like a 401k or I think a Roth IRA too. Like you can invest in those, but if you withdraw, then they penalize you if you're not 59 and a half, and then if it's a 401k, they're going to tax it on top of that penalization. So with annuities and stuff, you don't get that penalty, and you can actually borrow how much you got your little pot. You can borrow that from the insurance company. They'll leave it there, and then you can either pay it back, or they'll take the money out of life, your death benefit if you die before you pay it back. And so this is what rich people do. When you think about like, and y'all, I know we talking about mindset, but this was part of I had to learn how to think, like stop thinking poor and stuff, or from a lacking spot, and think like start implementing things wealthy people do. So wealthy people, they invest in insurance, period. Like you invest in insurance, and you invest in insurance by getting an annuity or IUL and taking that cash value, and instead of taking the money that you earn every month from your job and spending and paying your bills, they throw all of that to their life insurance policy and take a loan out against their policy and use that loan money to pay their bills. Because if it's the money that they invested into the loan, it keeps the compounded interest. So let's just say I got $1,000 insurance. Let's see, right? I got $100,000 sitting up here in life insurance, but I gotta pay bills every month. And I'm gonna take my money from my job, and I'm gonna keep throwing it into this life insurance policy. But I gotta pay my bills. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep throwing all this money into this life insurance policy, but I'm gonna borrow against this $100,000. Let's just say I take out $50,000 for the whole year. I got the $100,000 in, and it's still collecting interest because it's a loan against the money. The money that's in this pot is the collateral to the life insurance company. But people don't know that. That's just something that I end up going down this rabbit hole. And so that's one of the ways that instead of me getting a 401k, I was like, I might as well just do this instead, because one, I wasn't sure what company I was gonna be, like if I was gonna stay at one facility, medical facility, long to get the money, because you know, like even if you go work and get a 401k, and let's just say your employer matches you, you still don't get that money, that match money for a certain amount of time. So sometimes it's 5 years. So let's just say you got to be somewhere 5 years. They matched you. You got about 100,000 in your 401k, but really only half of that is yours. But you want to leave because you found a better opportunity. So you only get 50,000 of it. Let's just say. That didn't seem like a. And then on top of that, when you pull it out, you're gonna be taxed. And if you have a life emergency, you're gonna be taxed and you're gonna be penalized. So it just didn't seem like the best option for me. But to each his own. I'm not here to tell you what you do with your money. Do what you feel comfortable. I'm just saying, like, if you don't look into this stuff, you won't know. And most people just go with and not take the time out to go and see, go find out some information on their own. But digital assets and life insurance, I'll still buy a house, y'all. Like at some point, I was still thinking about buying this house. I don't know if I told y'all, but I did get approved for the house. The mortgage on the house was more than my rent, so I decided to not. And we'll see. Maybe in the future. My neighbor's outside. Maybe in the future, I'll be able to purchase a home with the money that's coming from one of the websites, like something like that. But for the long term play, y'all, digital assets is for me. I can write a blog post. If I got to go do something, I can come back to it the next day, this month, if I want to. I wouldn't say take too much time off, but like with YouTube, if I take a month off, I instantly start seeing my analytics stuff start dropping. So maybe YouTube might not be, if you don't have like a lot of time, like if you want to do YouTube, you probably need the post at least twice a week if you're really trying to get it. Most people probably, like when you're really looking at it with the shorts and stuff, people put on YouTube right now. So this, if you want to play this game, this might require a little more from you. And when you're in the medical field, most of us are tired at the end of the day. We done worked all day. You on your feet. You mentally, physically, and emotionally just drained. So, and if you got to go to work early or late, you know, depending on your schedule, you just might not feel like making a video. Now, what some people do is they batch record videos. That's the way that you can do it. To not spend too much time on it, then just don't edit. You know, you can pause, like if you record on your phone, if you need to stop for a minute, and then press play to continue, or you could go live. Like I just go live, and I don't really worry about right now the mistakes that I'm making on here. Like if I make a mistake, I say or all that like that. I'm not like caught up on it that much. But websites give you a little more flexibility with the consistency. I think with YouTube, you got to be way more consistent, and it takes a lot longer to become a partner or to put ads on your YouTube channel, because you got to get accepted into the YouTube partnership, which requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The 1,000 subscribers is easy. The 4,000 hours of watch time was probably the hardest part. And then really when you think about the pay, like if I wouldn't focus solely on the ads for pay for either one of them, but to start off with, that's pretty much how you would get money. And or you can have affiliate links for products, or you can have your own product, sell it. Like a product could be a book, an ebook. If you don't want to sit there and do blogging or YouTube, you could just write an ebook. But I would say if you're gonna have to build an audience somewhere. So right now I'm building my audience on YouTube. That's what's comfortable to me, and it comes easier for me to do it like this. And so that's what I'm doing. But if y'all not comfortable, then write an ebook and publish it on Amazon KDP. And you publish it on Amazon KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. It's free. Amazon will distribute the book for you on their platform, percentage, and there you go. Like that's a digital asset. You can create journals. Like this book I actually bought from the store. I really like this because it's like leather, and they have like these old, like I don't know what this is, but I just thought this was real dope. I spent a lot of money on this for it to be a journal. But you can create a journal. You can create like a with no pages and put it on Kindle ADP. It's just a lot of ways to create digital assets, y'all. And I would just say I would start. That's how I'm planning my research. Telling y'all, if you're gonna be in this field, if you're in the medical field, especially like you're not a nurse, maybe other people come into the medical field, they want to be nurses. But let's just say you don't want to go back to school. Like I have an opportunity if I want to go back to school right now, I probably could because military affiliation. I still have like a couple of GI Bill benefits left, and then they have a vocational rehabilitation program for vets that if you want to change careers, they'll help you do it. I could go back to school, but I'm looking at it like if I spend 2 years in school, I could spend 2 years writing blog posts and I make way more money than a nurse will like ever make in her entire career, his or her entire career. And how do you know that? Because right now, if you look at how much money people making from digital assets, whether it's like right now, I got another website I'm working on. It's specifically around pit bulls. This website I'm gonna build out and try to sell it. And so some of my digital assets create, I had to, let me see, like it's different ones that do different things. One of them is to sell, one of them is to hold long term, like my surgical tech one, I'm gonna hold it. The idea is to hold it long term because that is gonna be my surgical tech retirement. So even if I get that website in the next 2 years to $2,000 or $3,000, whatever a typical retirement pension would be, that's my retirement. It's just a career way of retiring. And so but another website I have is around a service-based industry. So and it's also kind of like a little bit of e-commerce in there. So I'm learning different ones, and then I want to build out the pit bulls and sell it to a pit bull breeder. And I might do that again for another dog. Like I know a couple people that's got poodles and stuff like that. So it sounds like I'm just talking, but it's all about how I was thinking about things. I had to change up how I was thinking about retirement. And I was like, oh, well, I could do this instead of doing this. Or, this is resources that I have, and I'll just do that. But I almost was finna do it. Like, it seemed like I should do it full time, but it's like changing careers to go down to like an entry level position somewhere. I can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Oh God, here comes this dog. My neighbor dog is like a grumpy one. So, but yeah. So once you start thinking outside of the box, then in order to think outside of the box is what I'm trying to say. In order to think outside of the box, you got to be working on your mind all the time. Like as soon as you wake up in the morning, like I was listening to Joe Dispenza on Audible, and he was saying his book how the first thing you need to think about in the morning is how you want this day to go before you even get up out the bed. Like you need to have in your head, this day is gonna go, what do I want today? What version of stuff do I like? Who am I today? So today I'm waking up and it's like, okay, I'm not the word. Don't worry today. Today all I do is live in blissness or happiness. Like you have to set your intentions when it comes down to your mind. Because if not, the default, like what I was saying earlier, is going to be whatever this programming they done been putting in our brain for the last however you've been on Earth, however long. Because your programming started when you was in your mom's womb. So if that's the case, you got to find a way to come back. Shoot, that's over for me. That's about 40 years of programming, give or take a year or two, because I just hunger for me to, like I got basically trying to erase 30-some years of program in the next couple of years. And so it's really a task, but if every day that's the objective to do is to be the best version of yourself. How am I going to be the best version of myself today? How am I going to be better than I was yesterday? Like, how can I be better today than I was yesterday? And that's something that you can really only answer for yourself. But for me, it might look something like not indulging in food, not indulging in alcohol, not indulging in whatever I want to indulge in. That's gonna me to avoid situation that is got me uncomfortable. Accepting what is and what I can do about what is. So if I can change something that I like, then I can change it. That's something that I can do. But if it's something that I can't change, I just have to accept that, right? You just have to accept it for what it is. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take this shirt off. It's hot. Okay, that's much better, right? So, yeah, that's really all I got for y'all. Like, I know this video is way long. I don't know who gonna watch how much it is, but I just felt like, it's sometimes it's okay to just be vulnerable and be transparent with people and just share where you at. And so I just wanted to share with y'all today, and maybe we'll do some more of these since it actually made me feel better. It actually made me feel better because I was feeling a little, you know just I don't know, but I feel a lot better now. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all that showed up today. I appreciate y'all later in life. Today is, I think today is the 23rd, February 23rd, 2023. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I'll see y'all next video.